A man who was being sought by cops on multiple felony warrants for gun and drug possession. A snap decision by a cop faced with the possibility of a felon who might have had something in his hand, something the felon refused to drop. And a local newspaper that likens cops to members of the Ku Klux Klan and toys with the idea of placing every cop and every member of their family in jeopardy. We begin at spinning around the dial and winding up at 570 KLIF in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex weekday afternoons from 3 to 7 Central Time. Grant Stinchfield. Grant, this is a frightening story. This is a disturbing story. The San Antonio Observer threatening to publish the names and addresses of every San Antonio cop. The reaction was swift. People came after it. They've now had their phone number, as a matter of fact, their phone disconnected as of Monday morning. But what does this tell us, though, about what somebody who doesn't have all the evidence can do and basically harm law enforcement, harm anybody just to make themselves feel important?
Well, it tells me, Ed, that if you have a newspaper that has the name Observer in it, and many cities across the country have papers like that, it's best used to start your fire in your fireplace. These are basically rags. They're liberal rags. They don't support police. And let's face it, cops are under attack today. This officer, you summed it up. He feared for his life. This guy did not obey commands. Yes, it was a cell phone, but he made a quick movement as well. Not only did he refuse to obey commands, but he made a quick movement, and the officer, fearing for his life, shot and killed him. Now this newspaper wants to publish the names and addresses of police officers. That's literally a war on our law enforcement, the people we need most.
I want people to hear this, because here's the editor, and this again is the San Antonio Observer, and you're right, it's an offshoot newspaper, if you will, and here she states the intentions of the tabloid. Listen up.
We at the San Antonio Observer newspaper are looking into the future prospects of publicizing the names and the addresses of all San Antonio Police Department officers in order to protect our community.
There's the word, Grant. Future prospects. They're still considering this, even though people have already spoken. And I've got to believe that let's not just take this at the cops. This is the families, this is their kids, this is their wives, this is their husbands. What is the people out there who believe in law enforcement, Grant? And let's be honest, you and I have hammered law enforcement. We've lauded them at many times when they've done right and when they've done wrong. But the people out there who believe that law enforcement is part of this country, what can they do to fight against the people like this who seem to have an agenda and want to hurt somebody?
Well, I think they're already doing it, Ed. So you saw thousands, tens of thousands of people call that newspaper, and now they're contemplating walking that all back and not publishing those names and addresses. But you heard that woman, the disdain and hatred in her voice. I mean, how annoying is she? That's basically what she is. She's a gnat who's annoying, and she needs to just go away. I mean, this is the situation, and we have police officers out there that put their lives on the line every day. There are millions upon millions of interactions with police and the public. By and large, all of them go well. And this is an anomaly, and to think that they're going to put all these cops in danger. Look, Ed, we're in Dallas. We have a gang problem in Dallas. San Antonio has a gang problem. I promise you, you publish the names and addresses of these police officers, there will be gangs showing up on their doorsteps throwing Molotov cocktails through their windows.
And by the way, her name is Stephanie Zarello. She is the editor-in-chief of the San Antonio Observer, in case anybody might feel urged, if you will, to send along a note. 30 seconds left here. I got to ask you your prediction for the New Hampshire primaries tonight.
Well, I think Donald Trump wins, but I don't think he wins by the 16, 17%, and in some cases 20% margins that he's listed there. It should be interesting to see which of the governors comes out in second place. And I think you may see a surprise from Chris Christie. He's been doing great since Saturday. He might surprise some folks.
I am like you as well. I think that Chris Christie, even with that shot against Marco Rubio in the debate, I thought, well planned, but well played as well. Don't forget, Grant Stinchfield, weekday afternoons, if you will, drive time, KLIF 570 in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Always a pleasure, my friend. Enjoy it. We'll see you again next week. Now, here's something else for you to remember. Don't forget, join us here tonight, right here on Newsmax, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific Time. J.D. Hayworth, yours truly, the entire crew, we will bring you the night from the 2016 New Hampshire primary, our experts, and those who will celebrate and those who will be looking to lick their wounds, if you will. Rock on, true believers. I'll see you tonight right back here, and see you tomorrow right back here on The Hardline.